Okay, so we have been thinking about shooting this video for over a week, probably now.
At least.
And
we've overthought it several times.
We just realized this morning that we are overthinking it. I kept thinking I would like take a shower and put some makeup on and like write some notes down. And obviously, as you can see, that didn't happen. But we just thought if we don't just do it, we're not ever going to do it. So we want to invite you into something, and actually I feel like we just experienced part of what we want to invite you into just now this morning, and so it's fresh on our mind. We honestly didn't have the best morning, the best start to our morning. It was
not all mornings are good. Sometimes there's going to be conflict, and we got to be able to work through it.
Yeah, so we did. We had to have a difficult conversation this morning, which happens, but in the end we each ended up having our own quiet time this morning, and share like something that you did in your quiet time that was helpful.
Wow. My gratitude journal was really good. Yeah, just good to go through and write down 5 things I was thankful for. It was really good. Yeah.
And then we were just wrapping up. We've been doing a devotion and a plan in the Bible app together, which we do periodically.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we both did that this morning too, which allows us to like read on our own and comment about whatever we're reading. So that was helpful for me. I had some time of just praying, reading some scripture, journaling. So anyway, we both kind of went our separate way naturally, like because that's our rhythm now. It hasn't always been that way, but it is that way now, and that's part of our daily rhythm, is that we have our time by ourselves to connect with God and to just connect with what's going on with us as our day starts. So we did that, and then we came together to do meditation together. And so we're in my office right now, which is where we did it. And Oliver is in the other room, and we told him that we have this old school arcade. So we told him that he could do that for a few minutes while we did our meditation time. And as we started, I said to Joey, because sometimes we do in complete silence, so we can like hear the birds and hear outside and everything. And then sometimes we play like just like this, like kind of
meditation music.
Meditation music, like
music.
Piano, instrumental music. So I asked Joey, right? Did I ask you before we started?
You did, yeah.
I said
no, we'll be fine in the quiet.
I said, do you want me to play music this morning or quiet? And he said, no, let's just do quiet. And about how far in?
Oh, it wasn't.
30 seconds?
30 seconds, yeah.
30 seconds in, we hear, oh, yeah. I don't know.
Wasn't the arcade, but...
It was Oliver talking to himself.
Yeah.
About whatever he
Oliver yelling at the game that he was playing.
So I quickly grabbed my phone and turned on Spotify to our meditation music, and then we got into our meditative place. And it ended up being great. But one of the things we just talked about is and this wasn't our most difficult day. It was challenging this morning, but even on our most difficult day, if we can do that, and by that I mean coming together and getting in God's presence together, even if we don't know what to say, even if we are frustrated with each other, even if we're dealing with whatever emotions, fear, doubt, anger, sadness, whatever, if we can just show up and be in God's presence, it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great restorative practice. I mean, not just for the day, but for the long run as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think coming out of that, especially within the context of a difficult morning, we were reminded again, like, this is so huge. And when I say this, I mean the daily rhythms and practices that we have individually been cultivating and developing, and honestly, just by the grace of God, that He has shown us this stuff, put the right people in front of us, the right books in front of us to teach us these things. How important is this stuff to you?
It's huge, and I mean, just a little clarification on why I'm here is we want this to be a couples thing, and we want the guys to be involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes this can, I mean, I think all of us as guys, not all of us, but some of us anyway, can kind of say, oh, that's our wives thing. That's something she does with her women's group.
Yeah.
But this is huge for couples. And I want to be a big part of this, and I'm here to invite all the men to be a big part of this as well. And, it's something in this time when we, for most of us, have more time together to spend together. It's something really important we can do together as couples.
Yeah.
To help our marriages.
And I do feel like it's the kind of thing, I was talking to my friend Kelly about it yesterday. and she and her husband are going to jump in and do this with us too. But I was just saying, I feel like God's given us, has pushed back so much right now and has given us the time and space to do these things that we say a lot of times, like, yeah, well, that would be great if we have more time. And not everybody is in the same situation as us, but a lot of people are in this similar situation of the husband and wife are both at home now, whether you're working or not. You're both at home more. You have less to do because you just can't do as much, and you find yourself at home. And so it's like, honestly, perfect opportunity. And my friend Kelly said, which she's absolutely right. She said, oh my gosh, Elizabeth, you're so right. What if we could help people get to that place and this stuff could take root? And I mean, we've got this time for it to take root. And then when life kind of slowly gets back into, the way it used to be, maybe not completely, but then that stuff can still start to grow and flourish. And it will translate over. And I really believe that. Because we were doing this stuff before COVID-19 and social isolation. And before, we started these practices before then. But anyway, all that to say, we'll talk more about that later. We just want to invite you. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, or maybe that you've been thinking about for a while that you want to do, to start learning some different spiritual practices and rhythms that you can weave into your life. And especially, like Joey said, we want to focus on, Joey used the word synergy. Like, we feel like there's this new synergy in our marriage and in our relationship because we are both individually prioritizing this and then able to come back together.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be, I can be overly dramatic, right? I guess sometimes. But this is not me trying to be overly dramatic. I want to say this is like game changer. But you're not overly dramatic. So that's why I want them to hear from you.
What exactly are we going to do?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're actually
And Joey's good. He's going to get to the point. So here's what we want to do. If you want to do this with us, we are basically going to do a book study, but we also want it to be very practical. We want to do a lot of like interactive Q&A. We want to learn from you. We want to learn from each other. So here's a book called The Good and Beautiful God. Disclaimer, we have not read this book, but
it may be terrible.
It may be terrible. And if it is, we can quit reading it and start reading something else. That's the beauty of it. But this is where we're going to start. It's been recommended to me by different people that I very much respect their opinion. Also, this guy, he jokingly says in the beginning, it's by James Bryan Smith. He says, I'm like Forrest Gump. I was just like this ordinary guy that was in the right place at the right time, all these different times. And he has been mentored by Dallas Willard, Richard Foster, Henry Nouwen, Rich Mullins, and you may not know any of those names, and that is totally cool. But I do.
I don't.
Joey doesn't, so don't feel bad. But like, if I turn my phone around to my bookshelf, like these are people whose books are all over my shelves, and those are the people that I have learned about spiritual disciplines and spiritual practices from. And so if that's who he's drawing from, I trust this very much. And so this is called The Good and Beautiful God, Falling in Love with the God Jesus Knows. And it's very practical. It has very practical application of this kind of stuff in it. So this will be our main textbook, I guess, that we'll use. But like I said, Joey can vouch for me. I have 2 full bookshelves full of other resources that we'll probably draw from other places, from our experience. Okay, what else?
That's it. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
So
and the meetings, are going to be really short because we're too cheap to pay for the full version of Zoom. So, we're looking at maximum 40 minutes, which is great.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Get in, get fed, get out.
Yep.
It's great.
And Joey will help me stay on track.
Yep.
So, but really,
unlike this video,
we will be
which has gone totally off the rails.
Okay, but that's all we want to say for now, is that we just want to invite you. And so what we'll do is we would love for you to respond. If you're watching this video as part of an email that we're sending out to our email list, just respond with an email saying, hey, I'm in, or maybe I'm in, so send me more information. You don't have to fully commit at this point. And if you're seeing this as a post on Facebook or something, you can just message or comment that you want in, and we'll make sure we put you on the list. So like Joey said, we're planning to do it via Zoom, and we can talk more about that at a future date, why we're not doing it on social media. That is intentional. We're going to do it on Zoom, and we're going to do weekly meetings. So we're going to start next week with our first meeting. You don't have to have the book yet. You don't have to have read anything yet. The first week is just going to be an introduction, answer questions that you have, kind of set the tone for what we're doing. So even if you're not sure, even if this video is like clear as mud and you have no idea still what we're doing, but you want to like come next week and find out more, you can do that, right? Anything else? Okay. Oh, and if you're single and you want to do it, you can. Please don't feel like we're trying to be exclusive. Or if you're married and your spouse isn't willing to do it right now, you can do it by yourself. Know that we will probably talk to couples a lot, but that's okay. You can ignore that. What else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. We hope you'll join
Hope
us.
you join us.
Yeah. Thanks.